All right, welcome back. Welcome back. I've got a little something for you this evening. And in light of all of the videos here on YouTube, forgive me. In light of all of the videos of people demonizing 9 to 5s, saying they're quitting their job, saying the 9 to 5 is dead, guilty. Okay, I've already put one out in the introduction video. Go back and check it out. I have a little something for you that I want to share, and perhaps we can bounce back and forth about some definitions, maybe not according to the dictionary, but at least as we perceive and understand these concepts. I think it's an important topic. You might agree, you might not. But let's go ahead and explore. I've got something for you. As far as I don't believe that the 9 to 5 or having an actual status of employment is the problem. I do believe that it is a lack of something different within that dynamic. You may disagree, but I want to reach into the fundamental levels of these concepts at the baseline. Because as we look around in America and the world around us, let's say people in Okinawa or people in Africa, in some countries, people continue to work until the day they die with a smile on their face. They may be chopping wood for their family at 70 years old and be perfectly happy. So let's look at some things and let's explore, albeit from an emotional level. Let's just take a moment. I've got some a few things, and also I'm also missing something as well. Forgive me. I've taken a couple notes as well. I apologize. I should have prepared for this sooner. So we're looking at leadership. Let's take a look at leadership. Now, the definition that Merriam-Webster on the internet, for those of you who know, is a little bit different than what I grew up understanding that word to mean. Some of you may agree. So, leadership, according to Merriam-Webster, is a noun. Obviously, the office or position of a leader. That doesn't quite hit. The capacity to lead. The capacity to lead. Okay, that's a little closer. Let me also do, if you'll bear with me, let's do this, because I'm going to go right back to Merriam-Webster. Forgive me. Lead. To guide on a way, especially by going in advance. To direct on a course or in a direction. To serve as a channel for. To go through. To direct the operations activity or performance of, which obviously, to have charge of, etc. I mean, we can go on. So let's go back to leadership. The act or an instance of leading. I hate when they give more words, leaders. the party leadership, obviously. So, we look at leadership. I want to focus on the capacity to lead. I want to focus on that. Let's take a moment and reflect. How many of your leaders have you been forced to follow that do not have the capacity to lead? And when you realize the definition of a leader, something that leads, such as a primary terminal chute of plant, we're not focusing on that. Bear with me. A tendon, a sinew. We're not doing that. Leaders, plural. Chiefly British newspaper editorial, we're not talking about that. Something that ranks first, obviously. This would even attribute itself, this definition, to an inanimate object. A person who leads, such as a guide, conductor. A person who directs a military force or unit. A person who has commanding authority or influence. Okay. So fine. This is the problem with the English language and our understanding of it. Different topic. Let's move on. Continue back to lead. To have charge of. To suggest to a... Okay, that's legal. To be first in or among. To go at the head of. To have a margin over. To begin play with, etc. I want to go to inspire. To impel. To spur on, impel, motivate. To exert an animating, enlivening, or exalting influence on. Effect. To influence, move, or guide by divine or supernatural inspiration. I dislike and disagree when they put another word in here that circles back and goes into a loop. We're looking at inspiration. We're looking at inspire. To draw forth or bring out what? To draw forth or bring out what? To communicate to an agent supernaturally. I don't want to get into the supernatural version of this definition. But going back to this topic, about this 9-to-5 ordeal and what we're missing in America and the world at large. Why individuals are so unwilling to continue to work a 9-to-5, and for many people a 12, 7 days a week. To what end? To what end are we working? Is there actually an end goal and a mission? Or are we simply repeating the same processes over and over and over again, simply because these things need to be done to generate income? Now, I believe that's a very important question. Please hold on to that, because I have some notes. And yes, I did go old school. I do go old school. not very tech savvy, so bear with me. There is a difference between leaders. There is a difference. So let's go back. Leader. I want to look for the person leader. Where did it go? A person who leads, such as guide, conductor. B. 1. A person who directs a military force or unit. In this aspect, this military force or unit is operating under the understanding that there is a mission directive. There is an ultimate achievable goal, and the person who is leading them is directing them to achieve that goal. That is a different topic than a person who has commanding authority or influence. It is similar, but it is different. We will not worry about the principal officer of a British political party. That's not the topic of conversation. A first or principal performer of a group is a significant way of looking at this. It is a perfect way of looking at this. A first or principal performer of a group. Now this is the concert master is the leader of the violin section. Fine. Oh, why did I copy that? But it's close. It's close. But then we go back to leadership. And we talk about the capacity to lead. This is important. Lead. To guide someone or something along a way. This is the intransitive. I want to go back up. Forgive me. To guide on a way, especially by going in advance. To direct on a course or in a direction. To serve as a channel for. To go through. To direct operations, activity, or performance of. To have charge of. Now, let us stop. Because this is where we go astray. The English language is so convoluted that now, in 2025, a vast majority of individuals on the internet, especially in my age group, view leadership as the big boss, the head honcho, to have charge of. Where a leader is in fact what we talked about, a person who has commanding authority or influence, while leadership is the capacity to lead. Is it safe to say, is it safe to assume that when my age group, when individuals complain about 9 to 5s, that they're not really complaining about the 9 to 5 or the stable job, they're complaining about the leader. They're complaining about the person who has commanding authority. because there is no influence. Because there is no inspiration. There is no drawing forth or bringing out anything that is good. Is it safe to assume that we view leadership as graph go up? Is it safe to assume that? Considering that, I have words for you. Poor leaders use hope as a strategy and often must guess what the outcome may be. The importance of being or following a great leader does not rely on terms such as maybe or hopefully. The impact of following a poor leadership strategy as compared to great leadership can be viewed immediately. You will not have to guess who is a great and who is a poor leader. Not at all. To fully emphasize this, in my daily life, at work, when I go through my daily life, there are words that speak out to me, and I hear them really quickly. Maybe, hopefully, I don't know. That's a poor leader. Let's go back. When I work and I have a goal and I'm looking to achieve that goal, but it is a goal that my leader set for me because I'm giving him my devotion. I'm looking to this individual to be inspired. And they say words such as maybe and hopefully. I stop following. And I start leading. And I start showing them and telling them about where they are going wrong. And so it brings me back to my question. Is it truly here in 2025 that people are unwilling to work and they don't want to work this 9 to 5? I don't genuinely believe that. I genuinely do believe that people are tired of the boss not knowing what they're doing, not having a plan. I'll also continue. Let's see, what do I have here? Emphasizing what a strong and great leader looks like and what you can expect. You will know exactly what to expect with a strong and a great leader. You will also know what to expect with a poor or weak leader. And I say that very intently. Dr. Jordan Peterson, and I will use him again because he has such an impact, had mentioned once before If you don't know someone's intentions, you can take the outcome and infer the motivation. Meaning that in a 9 to 5, you can take the outcome of everything being about money, and you can infer the motivation being about money. And that comes to your boss, the CEO, and whoever else is getting in the way of accomplishing real goals. As an aside, the real goal should be to be able to spend time with your family and to be mentally and physically well enough to do so. Hearkening back to the way olden and ancient days when we would go hunting and fishing and work to build a cabin or whatever else may be, the goal was to protect and to provide for our families so that we had time with them. Life was hard. Today, graph go up. Graph go up or graph go down. And a poor leader today will focus only on that. As a result, we have an entire generation that despises working in corporate America, and rightfully so. Because you may expect from a poor leader that your time with your family takes a back seat. That your time for your health and well-being takes a back seat. And in spite of all of that effort you put in, you still will not achieve your goal. But with a strong leader, not only will you achieve your goal, you will have time for yourself and your family. So let's continue. Well, in continuing, this is a short note that I placed. Anyways, the challenge is really to consider who you would be when you lead yourself in a great direction. The decision that many people are making is not that they're demonizing 9 to 5s. It's that they're choosing to lead themselves in this way that we defined. Just a moment. Let's go back. This one right here. To draw forth or bring out the better parts of themselves. They're choosing to draw forth and or bring out something that Merriam-Webster did not define because it was not applicable to the term. But they're drawing forth and bringing out the better things in life. They're leading themselves away from graph go up. And corporate America should take heed. Now I stand by this because in reality we have lost the inspiration we have lost this right here. We're not drawing out, or we're not drawing forth or bringing out. We are not inspiring ourselves. We are essentially, let's go back to leadership. We are essentially following the office or position of a leader in an effort to make graph go up, and conflating that with the capacity to lead. If you can make graph go up, you're the leader, but you're not inspiring. You're not inspiring. Right there. And to lead, as a leader, a person who has commanding authority or influence, it is your duty, contrary to Merriam-Webster, it is your duty to draw forth or bring out. And all your mind is focused on is graph go up. And I'm deep-throating this mic just so you can hear me. When we, as men and women who are fully capable of leading ourselves, begin to do things like wake up and say, hey, you're failing as a leader. There's a lot to take in here, and you should probably heed our words. I want to ask you, what kind of individual are you? How do you lead your life? Do you agree with these terms I've given to you? Do you agree with this narrative I've laid out for you? Or do you disagree? Am I grasping at straws here? I mean, think about it. Seriously, there are so many people today that are tired of working for dude bros. Graph go up, bro. Look at all the things that we've got, bro. And you're the one facilitating that. And you don't even have time for your family. Perhaps I'm wrong. I'm just a guy talking. That's okay. I'll accept that. But maybe I'm leading you in a different direction. Because I don't think it's really the 9 to 5 that is the problem. I think it's the people that we are allowing to lead us. And they're leading us astray. Make up your own mind. I'm listening. I'm listening in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Once again, I'm Helen Mad Smith. Small channel. Silly thoughts. Thank you. Thank you for watching.